Marvel's first family has finally made their MCU debut, yet their first film is set in an entirely different universe, unconnected to the MCU. Is that a bad sign? Or have we maybe just gotten our first actually good Fantastic Four movie? Well, let's talk. Hello everyone, welcome back. My name is Hunter. I just got done seeing the First Steps in theaters. I know my set's been changing around the past couple of videos, but I'm back in the studio. Sorry for that. But getting back to the movie, yeah man, Fantastic Four. They're in the MCU. I remember the days when this movie was first announced. I was extremely hyped to see what the movie would look like, how they would interact with the other heroes in the MCU. But I think me and everyone else was kind of taken by shock that this was set outside the main MCU. But I slowly grew to love the retro-futuristic vibe they were throwing at us. We all know that they're gonna eventually come to the main MCU because they're gonna be in Avengers Doomsday. So I went in with pretty high expectations, just hoping that we actually get a good Fantastic Four movie this time. And coming out of it, I gotta say, it was fantastic. Say that again. All right, first thing I gotta talk about is the tone of the movie. I was taken by shock that this movie is pretty dark. I know the hype for Superman has died down a little bit, but I absolutely love the tone that movie has, the hopeful energy it brings. And I gotta say, this movie is pretty dark. It isn't like overly dark and makes you sad, but it has a nice, grounded, realistic approach. I actually grew to really like that. The story revolves around Galactus, this intergalactic god that has given Earth a warning through the Silver Surfer that he is going to devour Earth and that they should be prepared. So the whole movie, you're kind of in this just frizzled state with the rest of the world, this anxiety-driven fear that the world has, that are we going away, or are the Fantastic Four gonna help us? And it created for some really good conflict. Now, in getting to the main four members, Mr. Fantastic, Invisible Woman, the Human Torch, and the Thing, I've been a defender, and my personal favorite member is Mr. Fantastic. I always found the stretchy ability to be so cool. And anyone who had any doubt on Pedro Pascal being Reed Richards, oh, forget about that. He is absolutely amazing in this movie. He brings a perfect, nerdy, yet charming, charismatic charisma to the character. Vanessa Kirby is also really great as Sue Storm. And of course, Johnny Storm, played by the up-and-coming Joseph Quinn, who just plays the character perfectly. He has that witty, smart guy, selfish attitude that you love. But he got to do some really useful things in this movie that I really liked compared to the past Fantastic Four movies. I do have to say, I feel like the Thing was left out in the movie. He did get kind of the low end of the stick in it, but he did get some cool moments to shine. But man, I just love the family dynamic within the group. All of them love each other so much and care deeply. It's just amazing. Oh, on a side note, Herbie the Robot is just so adorable. Now, before getting to Galactus, I do gotta mention Shala Ball, or the Silver Surfer, in the movie. I thought Julia Gardner, the actress who portrayed her, did a really great job, and she had some pretty cool moments to shine. All right, but now getting on to Galactus. Finally, Marvel, you have redeemed yourself. He finally has his comic-accurate design, and Ralph Ineson's portrayal of him was absolutely menacing. I saw the movie in IMAX, and let me tell you, anytime Galactus shows up or we get a scene with Galactus, my seat was shaking uncontrollably, and I got fully immersed into it. And kind of on that note, there's a particular scene, if you know, you know, in the movie. It's within like the first hour, I would say, but it revolves around the four members going up into space to talk to Galactus. And let me tell you, it is some of the most suspenseful, brilliant, and just heart-pounding stuff I've seen in the MCU lately. You really get to see the dynamics between the team members, and it was just great. I mean, the director of this movie, Matt Shakman, really knew what he was doing. I can tell he's a huge Fantastic Four fan. Now, I know because of the marketing and some promo, some stuff about the movie's gotten revealed. Reminder, this is spoiler-free, so I won't go into it too much. But if you already know what Galactus wants from Reed and Sue, then all I gotta say is they handled that really well. And I can tell that certain characters can be very integral to the future of the MCU and Avengers Doomsday, especially after watching that post-credit scene. Now, I do gotta say, the movie actually has not that much action. It did not bother me at all, and I didn't really think about it at all until like after the movie, where I realized, wow, some of the most suspenseful stuff in the movie were actually dialogue scenes between the Fantastic Four members. Them communicating with people across the globe trying to help defeat Galactus was really good stuff. Now, I do got to talk about the suspense in this movie was really high, and that's for one specific reason. This movie takes place on a different universe outside the MCU. I feel like that was such a great opportunity to build up the suspense, make you wonder, is the planet going to get destroyed? Are the Fantastic Four going to save everyone? What's going to happen? It was really nice stuff. From start to finish, I was absolutely entertained by this movie. It did almost everything I wanted it to do. Sure, there were little nitpicks in between here and there, but I won't really dive into that. Overall, I think this is a really good reminder of what Marvel movies should kind of be like. Mostly independent, but there are some pretty good setups for the future of the MCU. I'm going to give the Fantastic Four First Steps 4.5 stars. They finally stuck the landing with the Fantastic Four movie, and I cannot wait to see these characters interact with the other members of the MCU and Avengers Doomsday. That is all I have to say about the Fantastic Four First Steps. Make sure to stay tuned for my spoiler review when I go fully in-depth about all the spoilers and the post-credit scene of the movie and what the future of the MCU could look like. As always, follow me on Letterboxd at Hunter Talks Movies or on Twitter at Hunt Talks Movies, and I'll see you next time.